Welcome to Spotlight on Strength, the podcast that shines a light on the incredible members of our iDig Fitness committee and community. I'm your host, Amanda Swanson, and in each episode, we'll get up close and personal with one of the members of our iDig Fit fam. We'll share real stories, swap ideas, and spotlight the moments that keep us going strong. This is your chance to connect, celebrate, and be reminded that we're all in this together. So grab your headphones, settle in, and get ready to be inspired. This is Spotlight on Strength. Hey everybody, welcome to our second episode of Spotlight on Strength. Today we have another awesome iDig Fitness committee and community member joining us. So do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, thanks. Hi, happy to be joining you. I'm Leslie Barnes. And I'm from Boise, born and raised, and I'm a full-time instructional designer and the world languages lead teacher.
When did you join our iDig Fitness community or committee?
I have been in the community for years, participating with random challenges off and on, but really ramped it up this last year and just joined the committee in just a couple weeks ago.
We're so excited to have you on our committee.
Thanks.
What drove you to take that leap from being part of our community to joining us on the committee?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I've been doing random challenges for years, just kind of as they would fit into my schedule. And this last year, in an attempt to create some better health and fitness goals for myself, I decided that the iDig fitness challenges were going to be my goal for the year and that I was going to complete all 12 of them.
And did you?
Yes.
That's awesome.
It was so fun. I loved all of them so much this year. But then I got invited to join the committee, and I thought that would be awesome where I could kind of give back since I felt like I was taking a lot. And I know you all put so much hard work into it that I was happy to get to kind of join and help do some of the planning.
Well, we love you on our committee so much. We love all the fresh ideas and everything that you bring to share with us. What drives you to stay active and involved with iDig Fitness?
I think the one thing that I noticed throughout the years is how it's not just fitness, that it wasn't like a running challenge or, a steps challenge, that it was this whole rounded wellness and health picture for the whole person, which is something I've been working on over the last couple of years. So that just really aligned with my goals and my view on what health and fitness is.
I love that. I do really love that we focus on more than just like physical everything. So if you had to share with us a quote that inspires you to keep working towards your fitness goals, what quote would you say keeps you going?
I would say not just in fitness, but in my entire life, grace over guilt has been that for me over the last 2 years. I actually learned it from this Pilates app that I use that I'll share for one of my favorite apps. But it's just a good reminder to not put so much pressure on myself, to celebrate the things that I do rather than feel guilty about the things that I don't have time for or am not able to do in a day. And it really helps me just be kind with myself. And I've gained a lot more consistency in my fitness having that approach.
I love that. I can't remember where it was. It might have been an IDLA PD course or something where we focused on like our victory list at the end of the day. And it's like not like dwelling on the things that are left unchecked on your to-do list, but like what things did you check off? Or even figuratively, like, oh, I brushed my teeth today. Like that's a good thing.
There's something to be said, like even just writing something on your to-do list just so you can check it off and have a little celebration. I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that.
No, I totally do that too. Or I'll just add some really simple things that I know I'm going to do anyways, just so I can like have at least one win for the day.
I love it.
So right now, what are your personal like fitness and or wellness goals?
Yeah, I have kind of a few in the fire right now. I've been on a Pilates journey for the last couple of years, just due to like some mobility and back issues, and it has been amazing. I just actually this month started working with a one-on-one trainer,
Oh,
which is
cool.
so exciting. I never thought I would get to do that. I'm walking a lot more, especially as it's gotten colder. I'm using my walking pad, so my goal for this winter is 5 miles a day while I
Oh,
work, and that feels pretty good. Drink more water is always on my list. That's probably one of the hardest ones for me. And then just prioritize movement, especially on the really busy work days where it's easy to just sit down, hunker down, and be in front of my computer to get those steps in, get up and move around, stretch out. Is just, it makes me a better person for my family and for my work friends. It's
yeah.
so
No, I get that for sure. I love that you have a walking pad too. I've looked at those quite a few times. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but
I
maybe
put it off for a couple years, and let me tell you, there are good deals on them
are
all the
there is it a game changer like
time.
during long meetings or
Yeah,
long monotonous tasks?
yes, do it, get it.
I might have to add one to my Christmas list.
There you go. That's perfect.
Okay, so you mentioned like really quickly earlier about your favorite fitness app or like podcast. What can you share some more about that Pilates app and anything else you might use?
Yeah, the one that I've been using really consistently for the last couple of years is called Lindywell, and it is a paid app, but on their like social media, YouTube pages, there's a lot of free workouts. And I started using that one specifically because they start with the beginning and work their way up, and it's like sometimes it's only 15 minutes a day, sometimes they're longer, up to 30 minutes a day, but I can do 15 minutes a day. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
and
that feels really. It's funny how when you like, what do they call it in our uptime? Like Swiss cheese,
Yes, that's
you
it.
know?
Exactly. So that's what got me started with that. And I their instructors are just awesome, and their whole grace over guilt that I love. And so that one's been awesome. I like for like mindfulness and emotional wellness, the Headspace app, which I know I've shared with you before. It's awesome. There's,
Yeah, I after you told us about the educator account, I downloaded it and it is really awesome.
yeah, yeah, all throughout the day, and I have my kids listen to it sometimes too, if they're anxious on certain things or when we're traveling at bedtime, if it's hard to fall asleep. There's literally like something for everything. So I like that one. And then one of the podcasts I listened to, I don't think there's any new stuff, but all the older stuff is there. Is called The Feel Good Effect. And it's just a lot. It's they always have a different person on every week talking about like different wellness tips and strategies. Sometimes it's about food and nutrition, sometimes it's about movement, all different things. It's a good one.
It sounds a lot like our iDig Fit group, just kind of overall wellness, not just run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, so it's time for like my favorite section of this podcast. If I could. So, Leslie, if you could close your eyes and teleport to any dream relaxation destination, where would you go?
For me, it's anywhere outdoors by water. So I love the ocean. I don't make it there as often as I do like the mountains. So also a mountain lake, but someplace where there's not a lot of people and it's warm, not hot, not necessarily tropical, but just, comfortable, a blanket, a book, something to drink, and just sit and listen to the water is just the
Yeah,
best place.
that sounds divine.
Let's go.
I'm all for it. Okay, so last question. I have, well, two more kind of, sort of a
Okay.
two-parter. So right now, in what area of your overall wellness do you feel like you're thriving the most?
I couldn't say that feel like I'm thriving in any one area in particular. I think it's just the season of life I'm in right now, and the season in general. Like, it's such a busy time of year and go, go, go. But I will say I've made a lot of progress. It's a work in progress over the past couple of years. I've built a lot of new habits, doing, like you were saying, the Swiss cheese, like little small habits for a couple of weeks that stick, and then add something else on. Intentional daily exercise, I've been focusing, like I had said, with the Headspace app more on like emotional, mental, spiritual wellness, making time for things like meditating, walking by myself, reading philosophy books, starting one-on-one counseling, which you helped inspire me to do with your openness on
That
that.
makes me so proud of you. It's so
Yeah,
hard to take that first step sometimes, but
yeah,
it's good.
it's just awesome to get a little help in your growth sometimes. And then returning, I started back with like weekly physical therapy, and that's also one that's like so helpful, but I don't always make the time for it.
Yeah.
So I'm a work in progress towards thriving in all of those places.
I feel like we all are. My husband has Sharpied on the side of our tube bender in the garage a reminder, progress, not perfection, because no one's ever going to be perfect. But if you can make a little bit of progress each day, then that's saying something.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That reminds me of one I had in my planner this week. Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Ooh, I love that.
Good one too.
I might have to snag that for our newsletter this month.
There you go.
So, what do you think? What could you share with our community? I guess a tip or something to help others just sort of thrive in their kind of overall wellness.
Yeah, I think the thing that was most helpful for me was don't wait to start. Otherwise, you're waiting for the start of a new month, the start of a new year, the start of a new, I don't know, exercise program, something. And then you've got this like nagging thing that you know you should be doing, but you're kind of waiting. So you just start, and it doesn't have to be big. Start really, really tiny baby steps. Start small, add one thing, add another cup of water a day, add another 10 minutes of walking a day.
No, I do love that though, because I do feel like sometimes it becomes sort of daunting when you feel like it has to be all or nothing. At least that's how I get if I'm going to like start a new challenge or something. And, I'm going to start at the first of the month and I'm going to do it for 30 days straight. And then, day 5 hits and it's a hiccup and you don't do it. And you kind of feel like the whole thing is just like a bust. So
it's all out the window, right? Yeah. Oh, totally. Especially working and being a mom, which you get. And we're not going to be able to make it work every single day. So yeah, let's set ourselves up for success and have those small wins, and then share your goals, speak them out loud, write them down. For me, having a physical paper planner where I have a spot for a monthly goal to actually write it down, rather than just kind of have something floating around in my head that may or may not stick, something I can go back to and share it with a friend.
it sort of feels like manifesting it in a more permanent way when you are able to like ink it down on paper.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, I love that. And I super appreciate you being willing to jump on and kind of test run this whole podcast thing with us. This is really fun.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for tuning in to Spotlight on Strength. We're so glad you joined us and hope you're feeling inspired to keep pushing forward. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out the latest happenings in the iDig Fitness Schoology group. And if you're not yet a part of it, what are you waiting for? Send us a request to join. Until next time, keep shining bright and stay strong, friends.